Being a Suff means being willing to take risks even when you're afraid.
I first got involved almost 10 years ago to the day by our amazing co-lead producer, Rachel Sussman, who had this idea about a musical about the women's suffrage movement since she was a little girl.
I read a paragraph on suffrage, which is all the textbook would cover in my US history class, and I felt like there had to be more to it. Years later, I got to know Shaina Taub, and I started to think, why isn't this a piece of theater? And is Shaina the person who should write this?
And she handed me the book Jailed for Freedom by Doris Stevens, and I stayed up all night reading it, and it just blew my mind. I could not believe I had never learned about these women and what they did. And I emailed her at 4 a.m. saying, yes, we have to do it.
It actually takes a community. It takes an ensemble. It takes everyone to make something happen, to make musical theater happen, to make progress happen.
It's so gratifying to just be in a group of women who love to work really hard and kind of get high off that and find our joy from that sense of like trying to take something really difficult and crack it together.
I saw the rigor with which Shaina was approaching her work and her humility, and also, not for nothing, her ability to want to rewrite, to be frustrated, to look for more, to dig deeper, to have really complicated conversations about what we were saying and how we were saying it.
We actually got to see the show realized at the public, and we learned a lot from it. And I think that we've just continued to shape the project and make it stronger and more relatable and more human.
Shaina Taub's music, it is so incredible. It is irresistible. These women had a lot to say and saying it through song. It's anthemic and it's emotional, and we get to really capture their passion, and the music gets to go straight to your heart and grab it and hold it there.
It is such a joy. Oh, it's gonna change history. It really is.
I remember seeing this show at the Public Theater in 2022, and I fell in love with it. I knew that this was such an important show that needed to be seen by many more people.
One of our most exciting up-and-coming composers is finally on Broadway where she belongs.
It's wonderful to get a new type of story that focuses on a key aspect of women's history in this country.
It's so relevant and so entertaining, which is like, when those worlds come together, it's a perfection.
I get so hopeful when I both go to see and think about what Shaina has created. It's an original American musical. There aren't many of those.
I want people to head out of the theater feeling amazed at what these women were capable of a century ago and feeling inspired about what they could do now. And at the end of this story, it becomes so clear that this fight is not won. What if the Suffs could turn out 100 years ago and see us here in 2024? What message would they leave us with? The song says, your ancestors are all the proof you need that progress is possible, not guaranteed. It will only be made if we keep marching on.
Come on, keep marching, marching, marching. Come on, keep